It's the wound. It's the part that hurts that can be the greatest gift and the greatest way to liberation. And Chiron in Virgo. So Chiron is known as the wounded healer. And the way I see Chiron from what I've been reading and studying and learning is that Chiron is the aspect of us that was hurt when we were very young. It was something in us that felt destroyed, felt betrayed, felt imperfect in some way, felt wounded. And then we go through our life carrying this pattern, carrying this wound, and it creates situations for us that are unfavorable, where it creates suppression. It constricts us, it holds us back. It is something that it's like a limp in the step. We're caring for this sensitive part of us that we don't want to get hurt because it's already really vulnerable. So when Chiron is in Virgo, and this is my placement, so I'm speaking from my own learning and experience and some breakthroughs that I've had that have given me so much more clarity around what Chiron in Virgo means. So at first when I was learning about Chiron in Virgo, I found it quite tricky because I've always felt a bit disconnected to Virgo. Hence probably why my Chiron is there. It's a sense of like a wounded, a bit of separation. But with more learning along the journey, I've come to see Virgo likes things to have in order. Virgo is the tender, the gatherer, even you could say the protector of some things. It's protecting perfection. It's protecting the quality. Virgo strives for perfection. It strives for godliness almost. Cleanliness, organization, flow. It wants it to work. It wants a plan. It wants things to be strategized, and it wants to know where everything is. It's kind of this perfection of a sort. And having this placement in Chiron, what I discovered for myself was this, from a very young age, a deep desire or disbelief in my own perfection or having perfection. So never feeling good enough, no matter what I did, or maybe even being reflected that in my life because it's my wound. So often in childhood, whatever your Chiron is, something will trigger this. For example, my partner, his Chiron's in Leo, and perhaps from a young age, he experienced a lot of neglect around him being a performer. Or if he was very excited and expressive and showy, maybe people told him off a few times. And because that's where his Chiron is, that would have hurt him so much more, because Leo is the expression, it's the stage performer. So for myself, see, I even avoid talking about myself because I can feel the wound in me is I want to be seen as perfect. I want to be seen as well put together. I want to be seen as eloquent and ordered and that I've got everything lined up. So my Virgo and Chiron actually can restrict me in that way. It can restrict me from just being really vulnerable and open. So having Virgo and Chiron, themes you may see is this desire for perfection. Also feeling like nothing you ever do is good enough. Virgo particularly, because Virgo is in the 6th house, it has a lot to do with our health, with our well-being, with our home, the way we maintain our bodies. So a lot of stress and perfection around body and health. And this is something from, I see it as a very wholesome thing as well, because the gift is in the wound. But from probably 5 years of age, I was wanting to know about all the foods. I was only eating the raw veggies, and I was like always eating those at the dinner table because everyone said those were healthy, and I wanted to be healthy. And then I became a raw food chef, and I started making recipes, and I built my own raw food business. It was all about health. I was an excessive athlete and exerciser and super into nutrition from like middle school and even younger. And there was this sense of needing perfection, needing a perfect diet. And I can still see it now. The patterns are subtly still there. I've had quite a past of, I've never had eating disorders or anything like this, but I have been really regimented with myself very often, or very hard on myself with my body. Although once my body's more fit, once I lose some weight in my thighs, once I weigh this amount, then I'll be really happy. Then I'll get new clothes. Then I'll be able to present myself to the world. Then I'll feel more comfortable sharing who I am. Chiron in Virgo. The wound is I need to be perfect. I need to have perfect health and perfect body and perfect everything before I can actually give and support and share for others. Because if I'm not perfect, how am I going to help someone else? They're not going to want me. And I've seen this be how I've gotten in my own way with this, in terms of my sharing astrology sessions, all the things I love to do and that I'm actually really passionate about doing and light me up. And they serve another. I cut myself off because I'm thinking about me. Oh, I'm not perfect enough yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not this kind of yet. I haven't achieved this level yet. I don't really look the part yet. So Virgo and Chiron, the biggest wound here is that it can hold us back from stepping into our gifts. And what holds us back is this need for perfection. And I want to share one more tip in particular for body image, because I know this is about, I talked about like body image. So for me, for my own, this is a huge breakthrough I had this morning. The Virgo in me, the wounded Chiron Virgo in me, I often am quite hard on myself about my body and my level of fitness. And, I'm a very healthy human. I eat pretty good and I work out probably every day of the week somehow, whether it's walking or like a real workout. Yet it's never good enough for me. And something I've struggled with in the past year, because I've started to put on a little more weight, going through some emotional stuff, was how am I going to lose the weight? How am I going to lose the weight? And today I was on a walk and it all kind of cracked down for me. So follow me on this one. How can you, with a heavy load of Virgo in your chart or with your Chiron in Virgo, lose weight and have a better body image? Well, our bodies are made up of 70% water. I heard this analogy the other day from someone else on YouTube. If someone's cremated, right, this whole body's cremated, and all that's left is this little urn. It's like this big. What happens to everything else? It's water. That's all that's left. Everything else just absorbs and evaporates into the earth because it's water. It just goes away. So humans, we are so much water. We have so much water in us. And there's been so many studies done with the science of water and how water picks up messages. There's I think his name is Dr. Emoto or something like this. And there's been scientific studies done where when you say different things to water, it changes the vibration. So if you say, I hate you, water, you're awful, like you're disgusting and ugly, the water will take like on a very conflicting, not so like beautiful vibration. But if you pray to the water and you say nice things or you play music to the water, it has this very graceful, this very beautiful geometric alignment. So with these bodies, right, that are 70% water, what we're saying to ourselves and what we're thinking is creating the makeup of our body. It's creating the way the waters of our body are taking shape, the messages that they believe, and that they then create in our reality. So for Virgos in particular, who have a tendency to be very hard on themselves, I've often judged Virgos because I see them as very critical and judgmental. But the reason why Virgos do this is because if you see a Virgo who's being very critical of others, it's because within they are being 20 times more critical of themselves. They are so deeply unhappy with themselves. And that's why they're nitpicking at everything else, because they never feel like they're doing good enough. So if you have a strong Virgo in your chart, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo and Chiron, then it's really important for you to have good dialogue with your body. So something I've started doing and I've made a commitment is I like say to my body, because my body is 70% water and it's going to pick up and vibrate the message I give it. I love my body. My body has such a fast metabolism. I only eat the right foods for my body, and my body knows how to assimilate all of my nutrition. I trust my body to shed any excess that I'm not needing. My body is beautiful. My body is fit. My body is lean and strong and healthy. Repeating these messages over and over and making a daily commitment to do this is going to be the key piece that helps someone with a strong Virgo presence in their chart lose excess body weight, feel more comfortable in their skin, have a better body image. And inadvertently, while you're doing this, you're also taking care of Chiron, which is that wound. I'm never perfect enough. I'm not good enough. I can't help someone else because I'm still here. It's like, oh no, start speaking now in the present what you love about your body as if it were already happening, and notice the shifts that happen in your world. Because Chiron and Virgo, it's actually a very natural placement. And it shows that the healer in you wants to be able to heal others, wants to be able to give to others. So there's a lot of beauty in this placement, but that will not be able to really fully happen until you turn it around and you inject that love into yourself. I love myself. My body is so beautiful. I love that I'm so in love with the way my body looks. wow, I'm so lean and fit. It's so easy for me to lose weight. It's so easy for me to eat healthy. I love going for runs. I love sweating. Bringing this positive intention in is going to change everything. So this is a bit of my experience with Virgo and Chiron from my own life, and something that I'm receiving my own personal benefit from. And I hope it serves you in some way. I hope it serves you to see the beautiful being you are and all of the things you can already appreciate about yourself. And if there's stuff you don't like, well, focusing on what you don't like is just going to make it worse. And this is the thing for Virgos, you know, it's can be so critical and nitpicky, but actually all you need to do is take those 2 steps in, find a bit of love for yourself, and then notice how everything outside changes, including the external body. So that's all from me today with Chiron and Virgo weight loss, Virgo body image. But I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. There'll be more to come along this channel. All sorts of different videos on astrology and human design and Mayan dream spell. So thank you for coming and hanging out with me, and that's all.